Flosstube. This is Lunar of Lunar Witch Stitchery. I hope you're doing well today. I'm filming in a slightly different location. The honest reason for that is my fiance is actually out late tonight doing work. And unfortunately I have cats that don't really do well with being like separated for long periods of time. So I thought I would just film out here to avoid having to like stop recording in the middle of the video to like go close them in a different room or something. So here I am. It seems like they're mostly settled, so hopefully we shouldn't have any problems with that. But yes, hello, Happy New Year. You guys should be seeing this after January 1st, I believe. So I hope you all had safe and wonderful New Year's celebrations. I had a friend over for New Year's. I'm actually filming this before New Year's. Today is Thursday the 29th. So yeah, anyway. Today I am mainly going to be talking about my cross stitch and Flosstube plans for 2023, since we are, into the new year. And yeah, I had a little bit of extra time this week, so I thought I would go ahead and film this as like a whole Flosstube instead of, I was originally planning to do a Flosstube extra of just my goals, but you guys get a full episode. If you aren't familiar with my Flosstube channel, I usually start off with a little like personal catch-up update type deal. So if you are just here for the plans and the stitchy stuff, you can go ahead and click ahead. I will put timestamps in the little video bar. So yes, my little baby almond is stretching his way over here. But yes, hello. I hope that you're all doing well. Like I said, that is my cat sniffing my mic. Yeah, bud. Ollie, come on. We had a pretty good holiday season. If you don't know, my fiance and I are pagans, so we celebrate Yule, which is on the winter solstice. So we went to a little celebration at my friend's house. We had like a fire and it was a potluck thing. We played like a trivia game on her Xbox and it was super fun. We did a group like spell kind of thing. It was basically, the idea was you write everything you want to bring into the new year on a piece of paper, and you also write everything that you want to get rid of on a different piece of paper. You shove them into a pine cone and you throw it into the fire. And that's supposed to help with those goals that you're trying to set. So that was really fun. I have been a practicing pagan for almost 10 years, but I've never done a group ritual or spell like that. So it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed myself. Also, everybody was a really amazing cook, so there was a lot of really good food. So yeah, we did that. And we had my family Christmas celebration as well. My family is not pagan. I'm the only one. So I went down to my hometown with my partner to see my parents, and we went to my grandma's house. I got to see my sister and my cousins, and yeah, it was pretty fun. Very laid back. My grandma, her part of the family is Swedish, so we have Swedish meatballs every year for Christmas, which are super tasty. They're homemade, obviously. Maybe not obviously. My family is very into cooking and preserving old recipes from like many generations ago. So this is a very old recipe that has been in the family for a long time. So we have it every year. It's very tasty. Aside from that, leading up to Christmas, I have just been working. I work at a local bookstore, so my neighbor is pulling up right now. Sorry if you can hear the snow crunching. That's why I don't usually film in this room, because you can hear all of the street noises. But anyway, I work at a small bookstore, and so the holiday season is a really big deal for us. That's when we get a lot of sales. So I was just helping out in the shop, picking up some extra days when it was needed, and getting all set to go for the end of the year. I also do event planning for the shop, so we've been kind of starting to gear up for our next year of events. We're actually having one in February, so we're trying to get that put together. Yeah, anyway. For my work at the end of the year, we get a week off during the holidays. And, it's not really a week off because during part of the week we have to go in and do all store inventory. And basically we print off everything that the computer says that we're supposed to have. And we have to count everything in the store just to see, make sure the numbers match. And if they don't, try to figure out what's going on with that. As you can imagine, that takes a really long time. The shop that I work at also sells crystals and stuff. So we do have to go through and count every single individual crystal that we have. And when you have dishes of 150 of one crystal, it takes a while. And that's actually what I had today. But the shop owner and the shop manager actually got quite a head start on it. And it only took us 4 hours to finish it today, which is extremely impressive. Granted, we have changed the way that we do our computer system in the past year, so it was a little bit easier for us to do in general. That was a big reason that we did the change, is just because of how long it took us to do inventory in the past. But yeah, I was supposed to be in tomorrow, Friday the 30th as well, but now we have that day off, which is why I'm filming tonight. I did not expect to have this. Yes, so that's with my work. Ruben, my partner, he delivers for a mail carrying service, like I have said a few times. So they have been very busy. It actually was it was a little bit easier than expected the past week because of the huge winter storm that hit pretty much all of the United States. From what I understand, there's a lot of freight trucks and stuff like that are all stuck down in the south. So there were a lot of packages and mail that did not make it up to Wisconsin or the Midwest at all. So my state where I live is very well equipped to handle snow, but I know a lot of states are not. So we got about 2 feet on the ground of snow. Not all at once. It was over a couple different days. But yeah, we got quite a fair bit. We didn't lose power or anything during the storm. It was really fine, and I really love snow, so I kind of had a good time during it. But I know for a lot of people, it was a very difficult thing to deal with. So I hope everybody is doing okay if you were affected by the winter storm. But like I said, I had a great time with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Aside from that, I think I picked up some kind of stomach bug or just a bug in general. It's probably from seeing family and stuff that live all over the place over Christmas and stuff. So I don't know, I just haven't been feeling super great the past couple days, but not bad enough to be fully sick, just enough to feel a little off. So that's been kind of shitty, but it is what it is. Okay, I think that is everything I have for my life update. So let's go ahead and talk about my whip update really quick. I'm really sorry I keep getting distracted by car doors outside. Yes. So the first thing, I don't have this out here to show, but I had a friend message me and ask if I could cross-stitch a couple Pokemon magnets for her. She's doing a Secret Santa gift exchange type thing, and was looking for some really weird Pokemon for this girl. And there's really not any merch of these Pokemon, so she was hoping that I could help her out and make some magnets for her, so I said yes. I started on one of them, but I wasn't happy with how the colors were looking on it, so I actually decided to scrap it, and I'm going to be starting over on that one. So I have it halfway stitched, but like I said, I'm going to be scrapping it, so I didn't want to bring it out here. I will show you guys those hopefully next time. I might just have a picture of them at that point. But yeah, that has been on my mind. Besides that, I have just been working on my two pretty ladies that I have been working on a lot lately. So the first one I want to update you guys on is my Dark Queen of the Earth. This is a stitch long being hosted by Autumn Lane Stitchery and Under the Sea Fabrics. Yeah, basically. When I'm filming this, we are only up to the 4th part, but by the time this video is uploaded, we should have just gotten part 5. It's released on the 1st of every month, so yes. Let me throw in a picture of where she was at the last time you guys saw her. And then this is where I was able to get to. So I finished part 4. I actually did about a third of this in one day. I don't know why, I was just really fixated on it that one day. So I stayed up really late to finish it. And yeah, I am so glad that I finished this. I did it like, I think it was like the 12th or 13th of December. So it has been quite a bit at this point since I finished it. I have really needed a break from this piece, so I'm very thankful to myself that I was able to push to get it done so early in the month. It has been like so great to not have to stitch on her. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this piece. I just struggled a lot with part 3, and so I kind of just need some breathing room from Miss Girl here. If you are curious, this is being stitched 2/2 on 32 count linen in the shade Nightshade from Under the Sea Fabrics, of course. Yeah, I believe at this point this piece is over 10,000 stitches, or it is approaching 10,000 stitches, somewhere in that realm. So that is very cool. I like that very much. The little circles here are done in Rainbow Gallery Silk Lame, which is a little bit sparkly. I love it. For some reason, I like to fill this kind of thing in last, so I saved the little ovals for the last thing to do. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say on her. Like I said, I'm just very thankful that I finished her so early in the month. And now I've had some breathing room. The other piece I have been working on is Princess Serenity. This is, the original art is by Hannah Alexander. It is charted by Make It Pink. I don't know why I was blanking on that there. Yes, several things to talk about here. So let's just show the progress first. Here's a picture of where I was last time. And this, oh, hold on. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. I didn't realize that was all there. Okay. This is where I was able to get to. So quite a bit of progress. In my last video, it was a stitch with me, and I worked on some of this background here. The background is being done half stitch in a silk mori. I'm really enjoying that. This is being stitched 2/2 on 36 count linen in the color Aphrodite from Under the Sea Fabrics. And this is 8.77% complete, which is, I think, like a little over 4,600 stitches. So getting there for sure. I had so much fun doing her hair. I don't know what it was about this, but I just found it like so entertaining, so satisfying. Even though there's a whole bunch of fractional stitches to get the shape correct here, I just thought it was super fun. So I just poked myself with this. Yeah, I had a really good time with that. I kind of started moving up on the hair, and then I hit a spot where like there's a lot of fabric kind of rolled up right here on the back of the piece. So I ended up moving this way. This was the last stuff that I stitched. This is part of her actual dress. This right here is like an underarm drapey bit. So I am moving on to her actual outfit now, so I'm very excited about that. Um, I actually did a fair, well, I think it was like 200 stitches worth, but I did a good chunk of that at the laundromat. I forgot to mention in my personal update, but our washing machine was like on the fritz this past week, and Ruben really needed to do laundry like super bad. So I took his laundry to the laundromat while he was at work, and I didn't want to leave the laundromat. I know some people do, but I wanted to stay there just to be sure. I live in a moderately sized city, so anyway, I was there for like almost 2 hours, so I figured I would bring my stitching with me, so I would have something to entertain myself with. So yes, that's the progress I've made on her. If you can hear from me lifting this project bag all around, I have received all of the beads and specialty floss and such. These are, can you see? I think you can. These are Krennic braids, which I've never used before. I'm assuming it's similar to Petite Treasure braid. I think they look really pretty, so I'm excited about that. There was literally a single bead that they did not have in stock. That's not it. But anyway, I had to order it separately. There it is. It was these. They ran out of stock before I was able to purchase them. So I had to order them separately, but those arrived as well. And the silk mori that I was talking about that I'm using for the background of her, I also got in that order. Okay, hi, I had to pause to go put my cat in jail because he was getting into shit, so sorry about that. Yes, basically I was trying to say, I got all the beads, I got the specialty floss, so she is completely ready to go. I think I'm gonna have to order more of the silk. I believe the supply list said I only needed one thing of it, but I think I'm definitely going to need more. So we shall see. I believe I'm the first person to be stitching this design, so it's kind of uncharted territory. But yes, related to that, in my purchases section here, with some of my Christmas money, I ended up buying a new bead storage thing, which I've been talking about for like months, I think. So that is in the mail. I believe it's supposed to be here within the next couple days. Pretty much like whenever, whenever the mail is like unstuck from being trapped in Texas or wherever it is. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I just have so many projects now that have a lot of beads. I have Serenity, I have the Dark Queen, and I have Odile. And I'm planning even more, so I just wanted to have something a little bit nicer than the little bead thing I have right now. The bead thing I have right now is okay, but yeah, it's like not the nicest thing in the world, and it's not super like user friendly, I guess. Not, that's like a weird way to put it, but it's not like the easiest thing functionality wise to use for beading. It has all these little circle containers and you have to like unscrew them, which is fine, but it's plastic, so the threads get caught a lot and it's not really easy to like get the beads out of them. So yeah, I have a new one on the way. I probably will be doing a video about it when it comes, so don't worry about that. That is all I have purchased. So I'm going to talk really briefly about like immediate plans, and then we will be talking about 2023 plans. So within the next couple weeks between now and my next Flosstube, my main focus is going to be on the Dark Queen of the Earth Part 5, which will be coming out on January 1st, like I said. Yeah, that's basically it with that. And whenever I finish that, I am going to be going back to focusing on Miss Princess Serenity here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I also have those commissions I need to finish. I believe they need to be done by January 6th, if I'm not mistaken. But those things, I mean, they're like this big, so they take about like 2 or 3 hours each. So it's not really a big time commitment or anything like that. Okay, as for 2023 plans, I have specific goals for most of my pieces, and I have some other stuff I want to go over first. So, 2023, I have talked about this before. I'm just referencing my notes down here, so sorry. I am planning to do a no spend next year. I got some slightly incredulous comments on my last video where I mentioned this. Not in like a mean way. It was mostly like, yeah, I've tried that before. Good luck. But this is actually something that I am doing in like my whole life and not just for cross stitching. I have a lot of hobbies and I am going to be doing a no spend with all of them. So I am not going to be purchasing any new anime figures or making any new pre-orders for them. I'm not going to be purchasing Pokemon cards, video games, unless it's like a really, really specific special one. I'm not going to be buying anything for new costumes to make. None of that. No K-pop albums. So, yes, this really does apply to everything. The reason is that Ruben and I want to buy a house within the next couple years. And it would be really helpful to have some of our debt paid off. So that's going to be a focus for the two of us this year, is working on that. So it is really important to me that I'm using my limited income, because I only work part-time, in the most effective way as I possibly can. So that's why I'm doing that. With cross stitching, the self-imposed rules that I have made are that I am only allowed to stitch patterns from my stash, so I'm not going to be buying any new patterns, but I am allowed to buy things to kit up a pattern that I already own. So if I need fabric or beads or whatever floss for it, I am allowed to purchase that. I am also allowed to get pre-orders going for whatever Make It Pink's next Hannah Alexander line is. That's because she does them in like semi-limited runs, and depending on what the patterns are, if it's something that I really, really like, I'm going to want to make sure that I have them. So that's something that I'm fine with spending a little bit of money on. And then I am going to be also keeping my Gecko Rouge gold membership. And I'm hoping to save up to my 2 gold vouchers for the year, and use them at the end of 2023 on one kit. They basically issue your voucher now as like a gift card. So if I save both of them, I will have 120 Great Britain pounds GBP to use on a kit. So that should kind of help with the cost of it. I know I'm like literally paying for these vouchers, but you know what I mean. So that is it for my no spend. I hope you followed that. Basically what that means for this channel is I'm going to be focusing on finishing the pieces I already have in progress, and also starting some of the patterns that you guys have seen me purchase through the past year. I have a lot, so I should have no shortage of things to do. In terms of like how I'm going to be organizing my stitching time, I am not going to be doing WhipGo next year. If you are a longtime viewer of my channel, I did attempt to do WhipGo this year, 2022, and I kind of dropped off after a little while. For me, it kind of came down to, I was starting to resent some of my, not cosplays, some of my cross stitches, because I was like behind on them. And once I start to feel that way, I get like weird feelings attached to the project and I don't want to do it anymore. So I think it is best for me to not do WhipGo. I thought about maybe doing like a more freeform board where it was maybe maybe one of the calls would be like, oh, stitch something blue, or stitch your favorite project right now. But I still think that that would give me the same feelings in the end. So I just decided against it. I think Whipco is such a cool idea. I love it so much. If you guys are not familiar, Whipco is kind of like a bingo board for your works in progress, WIP, hence Whipgo. It is organized by a Flosstuber named Jessie Marie Does Stuff. So if you're interested, I would suggest going to check out her channel. She actually just uploaded some like informational videos about Whipco for the next year, so that's a super good place to start. Also, partway through 2022, I kind of tossed around like doing a focus project every week or having some sort of rotation type deal, and I found that that was still kind of giving me the same issue that I just talked about with Whipco, so I'm not going to be doing that either. However, I would like to, I'm looking over at it, I would like to pick up my planner again. I think that I can find a way to make my planner something that is a helpful tool for me that doesn't make me feel guilty. And I think that it could be really useful for like tracking my work and stuff like that. I don't have to use it to like plan out what piece I'm stitching what day or like stuff like that, but I think it could be really helpful, and I am hoping to use it for my personal life and my work life as well. With my event planning stuff, a lot of it is kind of done on my own time, and it's really easy to lose track of like emails and stuff just with how many fucking emails I have to send when we're doing these events. So yeah, I'm hoping to do my planner again. I think it will be helpful for me to have it in a more accessible place, so I'm planning to keep it out in my living room. I recently like swapped around how things are laid out next to the couch, so it should be in an easier place for me to get to. Yes. So I believe, oh, I also want to talk about Flosstube stuff. My goal for 2022 was I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I also wanted to do a weekly or bi-weekly video schedule, and neither of those things quite happened. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat digging in the litter box. Anyway, I knew that those were very lofty goals though. I just started this channel in like February or March of 2022, so it still isn't even a year old, and we're already at like 610, I think, subscribers, which is like crazy. So I'm so proud of the amount of growth that this channel has seen. And I also have not been this consistent with a YouTube channel in like, since like 2015 or 2016. So I'm very proud of that as well. Again, if you guys have been around, you know that this year was pretty difficult for me, especially in the summertime. My grandma did pass away, and I had a lot of other stuff go on. I had COVID, and I was still able to keep in touch with you guys pretty regularly. I think the longest I went was like 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm very happy about that. 2023, I would like to stick to a bi-weekly schedule. I'm not going to like beat myself up if I don't upload one week or whatever, you know, shit happens. I'm having a hell of a time filming out here. I keep getting distracted by my cats. Yes, anyway, I would really like to hit 1,000 subscribers in 2023. I think that would be really cool. It's not like a issue if I don't get there, but I just think it would be awesome. And I just want to keep putting out videos because I'm really having a fun time doing this channel. Okay, so for each project, I do have a goal of some sort that I have set. So I thought that I would go through those, and I also have goals. Well, I have 2 projects that I am looking to start, and I have goals for those as well. Yes, this is gonna be like roughly chronological order for my whips. My Kanto 150 Pokemon Sprite cross stitch. I don't think it has an actual name. I don't really have I guess this was a bad one to start with. I don't really have a good goal for that one. I would simply like to touch it. I haven't stitched on that piece since last spring. I think like one of my first 3 or 4 Flosstube episodes was the last time I touched it, so it would have been like March or April. This was one of the pieces that made me decide against doing Whipco in 2023 because I have developed a strong aversion to this piece, even though I fucking love it so much. Yeah, I got like behind on my Whipco board with this piece, and I just like, yeah, I feel weird about it. So as much as I would like to have it finished, I think it's better if my goal is simply to do even one single stitch on it. Because I think it'll help me feel like I was able to like meet a goal with it. So that is that piece. My That Which Does Not Kill Us stitch along, which is a black work stitch along, which is all back stitching. I would love to finish that piece. I think I just need to give it some good focus, and it'll be done pretty quick. Like I said, it's all back stitch and I'm pretty fast at it, so yeah, I think I could finish it pretty reasonably. I don't have like a specific time frame, just sometime in 2023 I would like to have that done. My Fox Autumn piece, I would like that to be finished as well. I would love to have it done by the end of this year, but with the way the rest of my week looks, that's pretty much not going to be possible. So, yeah, we will see. I'm not feeling like super motivated to work on that piece. I think I have a little under 1,000 stitches to go on it. But yeah, just for like some personal reasons I'm not going to go into. I just like haven't really felt like finishing it. So I'll just leave it at that. I would like to get it done in the next year though. Odile. This was the very first Make It Pink and Hannah Alexander design that I started. And I kind of talked about this in like my last video or two. But I have some negative emotions tied to this piece. Not because I don't love it, because I absolutely love this design. I think it's going to look so good when it's done. If you guys didn't know, I actually had originally planned on cosplaying Odile like 5 years ago, but I never got to it, and then I found this cross stitch of it and I decided I would do it as like a tribute to this cosplay that I never did. So I do really love this design. I just really struggled with this piece when I first started it. It was my first time stitching on linen, my first time stitching over 2, my first time doing a piece with like a ridiculous amount of fractional stitches. And it was my first time doing a piece that complex, just in general. Also, the fabric is 36 count, which is really high when you're used to stitching on like a 14. And I just really, really struggled. And I think that's why I'm going so much faster on Princess Serenity, because I don't have those feelings attached. Like if I sat down and worked on Odile right now, I would probably fly through it, honestly. But I just like can't, which sounds really lame. But I would really like to push myself to finish her next year. My original goal was to have her done by the end of this year. I didn't really foresee the amount of projects I was going to be picking up in 2022. So I'm not upset that I didn't meet that goal. I think Odile is around 7.5% complete at the moment. So she's not even close. But yeah, I think it would be really great to have her done. And there's a lot of other patterns from this artist that I would like to have the opportunity to work on without having this other one constantly looming in the background. And again, I would really like to see her finished. I think she's beautiful. Next up, my full coverage pieces. I have two that are currently on the go. I have Bohemia from Gecko Rouge, and I have... My cat is giving me a weird look. I have that one, and I also have Magic Study from Heaven and Earth Designs. Bohemia is a lot smaller than Magic Study. Magic Study is almost 450,000 stitches, so it is a big boy. I currently have it at like 0.3% or something. And Bohemia, I think I have her around 2% right now. I think that these are some lofty goals that I'm about to say out loud, but I think next year I would like to have Bohemia at least 10% and Magic Study at least 5%. The reason I say these are lofty goals is because of the amount of other shit that I have on my plate. Finishing Odile, a couple other finishes that are smaller, and then two other big finishes that I haven't even gotten to yet. I don't know how much time I'm going to have to spend on these full coverage pieces. So, but I need to work on them if I want to see them done. And these are both pieces of art that I would really, really love to have in my house. So I do want to still put in some work on them. I do want to make sure that they are getting stitches, but I don't know. I am nervous. That's so dumb. Why am I nervous? But yeah, those are my goals for those two pieces. I am not sure if I will hit them. My goal for Bohemia for 2022 was 50%. I don't know what I was thinking when I made that goal. I think I didn't quite understand how long full coverage takes. Bohemia was my first full coverage piece that I ever started, so yeah. Anyway, that is those. My Precious Moments Noah's Ark piece. This is a piece that I am finishing for my mom. She started it for me as like my little birth commemorative piece type thing in like 1997. And she finished all of the full cross on it, but never got to the back stitching. So she isn't really able to stitch anymore just because of her eyes, and she also just like doesn't have time. She's a teacher, so she is very busy. So I am finishing all the back stitching. I think I'm maybe like 20% done with the back stitching. I kind of keep picking it up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down. I wanted to have it done for Christmas this year, but I kind of abandoned the project towards the end of summer after my grandma passed away. It was just a little bit too difficult for me to work on it because like, yeah, it wasn't my mom's mom who passed away, but it was kind of a similar aesthetic to things that she used to cross stitch because my grandma did used to cross stitch as well. And it was just really difficult for me to work on. So that's why I kind of dropped it. But anyway, I would love to have that done next year and just have it off my plate. My mom has been asking me about it periodically, which I think is really funny because it's been sitting unfinished for like 25 years. And now suddenly she cares that it's if it's going to get finished or not. So yes. In that same vein, I think I've only talked about this once before, so I'm sorry if this is news to you, but I have another piece from my mom that I also am in charge of stitching. This has never come up in a whip parade because it's actually not started yet. I have a little kit of another birth piece. It's actually for my younger sister. And my mom never opened it or anything, so she gave that to me as well to get stitched. And my plan was to finish my one first, just because it was like almost done and had been in progress for the longest. And then I was going to go on to my younger sister's. So that is still the plan. I would like to do that. My younger sister's one is a lot less crazy than the one that I have. I think it's like mostly full cross, and it is a lot smaller of a piece. So I don't really foresee any issue with that. I just didn't want to work on both of them at the same time because I just didn't want to. So I would like to start and finish that piece next year. I do think that that is doable for me as long as I actually fucking work on these pieces. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it is feral hours right now apparently for me. I'm feeling wild. Okay. Next up, my Dark Queen of the Earth. I think this is fairly obvious. I'm planning to finish her next year. As I talk about in every goddamn Flosstube video that I have made since I started this Sal, I am trying so hard to keep up with it, and I'm actually doing a really great job. I'm so proud of myself. But I am planning to continue keeping up with the Sal. We're almost halfway done, and it should be ending in August of 2023. So, yep, I currently am on pace to do that totally. So we just got to keep at it, and she will be done. Princess Serenity, who we also just saw, I would like to finish her as well. These are the two huge finishes that I was talking about just a second ago. When I was mentioning my full coverage goals. Serenity, I don't know what it is about her, but she is so fun for me. I love this piece. I don't remember when I started her. I think in the beginning of November. And this is 2 months of work on it, I guess. Plus, like, my Dark Queen, which... in the past 2 months, I've had to do almost 7,000 stitches on. So, I'm very impressed with how much I've been able to do on her, especially with the issues that I was having with Odile, with like all the fractionals and stuff with her. I'm having none of those issues on Serenity. I'm finding it really fun and engaging, which is a very wonderful change. So, I think it would be really cool to have her done before my mid-year whip parade. I'm not holding myself to that as like a hard and fast rule. I just think it would be really nice. The reason for that is these Sailor Moon designs that I have 14, I think 14 of them, which is several. And I really, really want to stitch all of them. I think it would be so cool to have them all up in my house, and I just really love the artwork. So I'm trying to knock these out, not like as fast as I can, but I really do want to stick to them. So I'm hoping to have her done, and then I have actually picked out which sailor I'm going to be doing next. After I finish Serenity, I am going to be doing Sailor Uranus. I actually had Ruben pick this out for me. I wanted him to pick which one he liked the most, and of course he picked the gayest one. If you guys didn't know, he and I are both pansexual, so we are both in the LGBTQ community. And Sailor Uranus is like pretty much canonically in a same-sex relationship with Sailor Neptune, which is really cool. I just thought it was funny that he picked, like, objectively the gayest one out of all of them. But anyway, yes. So Sailor Uranus, I would like to start, and I think it's fairly reasonable to get to 50% on her. Maybe that's a lofty goal with everything else I have, but like I said, I would really like to keep up with these, and I think after I finish my Dark Queen, I'll be able to really focus on Sailor Uranus. As long as Serenity is done by then, which I'm hoping she will be. And that leaves one other piece that I have not talked about. You probably forgot which one it is. This is my Tarot Stitch Along from Witch's Garden Crafts. I just started this piece in my last Flosstube, so just a couple weeks ago. I think it has like 200 stitches in it right now. This piece is very much not a focus for me. I'm just kind of stitching it at my leisure. So in 2023, I am hoping to finish the frame of it. I'm, again, not holding myself to that. If I don't get to it, I don't get to it. But yeah, I think it would be cool to make a little progress on that. I know that they are working on doing tarot pieces for all of the suits of tarot as well. If you didn't know, tarot decks are made up of the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana are the cards like the Magician, the High Priestess, the Tower, Judgment, stuff like that. And the minor arcana are made up of 4 suits. So there's a suit of cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. And they all kind of represent different things. I'm not going to go any more into it, but from what I understand, I believe that she... Is she a she? I'm not sure what their pronouns are. Witch's Garden Crafts is working on the suit of cups, I believe. And I would like to do that as well. So I do want to put some time into that piece, but it's not like the top of my list or anything. So finishing the frame in 2023 would be lovely. My throat hurts. My audio recording is at 54 minutes. I know after editing this will be a bit less than that, but I am very ready to be done. Oh, and my back hurts. Just all the hurting. Yes. Hopefully I can sit down and edit this tonight, and you guys will hopefully be seeing it on Monday the 2nd, I think. What day is it? I don't know. But anyway, that is all I have for you guys. I hope that your 2023 is off to an amazing start. Please let me know down below what kind of stitchy goals you have this year. Do you think I'm insane? Or am I being totally reasonable? I don't know. Tell me all your crazy goals. I want to hear all of them. And then at the end of the year, we can all commiserate when we did not meet our goals. I appreciate you all so much, and I will talk to you next time, probably in 2-ish weeks. Bye!